All right. So first, can I have you say your name and spell it on camera for me?
Sure. Francis, Karlfrancis.
All right, perfect. And so we're here today. We're talking about virtual schools and School Choice Week. And let's just get into the first question. Why should somebody choose a virtual school?
Well, it's everybody learns in different ways. And everybody has strengths and everybody has areas of improvement. And and a virtual school is a great option for some. We're not saying we're the best option out there. We're saying that we're a great option. A lot of kids flourish in the traditional setting. A lot of kids have barriers in the traditional setting. And our virtual environment provides an opportunity for those students who have found some barriers.
Absolutely. And as you know, I'm up here in Presque Isle in Aroostook County, and we're a very rural area. This can really help out with the rural areas, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, there are some programs and some schools who are unable to provide really unique electives or some really upper end coursework just based on logistics, on the availability of the curriculum or the teachers to staff it or budget reasons. For this opportunity, it's a statewide opportunity, so all students in the state of Maine could participate in all of our courses.
And I think one of the biggest things, a lot of people don't really understand how a virtual school works. You know, how does it work?
Well, it's different. I spent a lot of my days showing people around and having this exact conversation. I love doing it. So basically, how it works is we have around 380 students attending school from their home, and it's a triad of a relationship. We have our teachers, we have the student, and we have a learning coach or a parent at home helping to facilitate the process. So we have a teaching center in South Portland, Maine. We have 17 of us here at the teaching center. You walk in and you look kind of like there are cubicles, but if you step a little bit further in, you'll see it's true collaboration in an academic setting. Our students are at home. There is a computer for each one of those, and they log in every single day. And every day there's some content required to be completed in each content area. The students work through that content at their own pace, whether it's 6 o'clock in the morning during the traditional school hours or at the end of the works for them and their individual schedule. It looks a little different in the way that our teachers aren't presenting and teaching the curriculum every single day. What they're doing is helping facilitate that learning, progress monitoring, walk through the curriculum and supporting them and enriching the opportunity whenever necessary. So that's it in a nutshell.
Interesting, interesting. And I think one of the big things is when it comes to virtual schools, obviously extracurricular activities. People kind of will ask about those. Do you guys have any connections with schools to make sure kids can play sports or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens is kids can participate at their local SAU. So wherever they're from, whatever district they live in, what they do is just may reach out and make contact with their school board or their principal or superintendent and ask to participate locally. What we have committed to is helping to support that financially. So if there is a fee associated with that participation, we'd be glad to contribute a reasonable amount to that.
And now, what is there a cost to the student if they want to do this virtual academy?
No, it's public school, charter school in the state of Maine, free. There is not a tuition attached to it, as long as you're a resident of Maine.
Absolutely. Okay. And I'm trying to think anything that I missed. What can you think of that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I think it's all about choice. I think there's a great match out there for all different types of students, and I think this is one of those. And it's not for everybody. I want to make that very clear. We've had many students who have enrolled with us and struggled as well. If you aren't able to log in every day and complete coursework every single day and have a self-started initiative to reach out and communicate with teachers and collaborate in that way, you might struggle in this environment. So it's all about school match and school choice. And also, I think I pointed out earlier that it was about students who have found barriers in the traditional setting, and that's not always the case. The barrier might not be academic. It could be the time of day, the schedule. There are students who are working. There are students who are highly involved in their community, and during the traditional school hours are out doing community work, thriving in their community. Or they're aspiring to be professional athletes and they're training in the middle of the day, or they're musicians, or they're performing, or they're doing something elite and wonderful that the traditional school day hours do not allow them to do. In this setting, you can log in the morning, you can go participate in the afternoon to finish your coursework, or do it in the evenings, or do it on the weekend. So that's another great example of a perfect match for our school.
Absolutely. And I think one more thing that popped into my head while you were talking about that is, how much time does a student have to work for a day? Is there just a particular amount of time, or is it as quickly as they can get the work done? So if somebody's at an advanced level, maybe they can get their work done a little quicker.
The expectation is the same as a traditional day. The 5 to 6 hours a day of work is required, and the attendance is monitored. So you could progress further into the curriculum, but the same amount of time is the expectation.
Absolutely. And now you guys obviously accredited, all that stuff. What do some of the alumni of the virtual school, where do they go?
Well, we're in year 2, remember?
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yep. So to be determined, but our curriculum is very strong, rigorous. We have teachers from traditional settings and students from traditional settings that say that our curriculum really is a challenging curriculum that they're happy to be within. We're starting relationships with colleges and universities, and they're looking at our content and our transcripts and thinking very highly of it. So I'm confident that in the near future we'll have some great post-secondary schools on our resume.
Absolutely. I had completely forgotten Joey's story had said that. I'm trying to think. I think I got everything that I need. These are basically it. Anything else that you want to say? Anything at all?
No, we're Maine teachers working hard for Maine kids, and committed to that process. And we look forward to another great school year, and welcome anybody to join us.
All right, perfect. Hey, thank you so much for doing this for me.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Hey, you too.
Bye-bye.